Hi guys, welcome to the hashtag Mask On campaign. This is my Girl Scout Gold Award, and essentially what I'm trying to do is help stop the spread of COVID-19 by giving you a bit more information on what's happening, how to stay safe, and how to take care of yourself. So today I'm not going to be talking about taking care of your physical health. I'm actually going to be talking about your mental health, especially during the pandemic. For a lot of people, this has been a really tough time, whether it's because they haven't been able to see family or just the stress of a global pandemic. So today I'm going to be talking about ways to kind of cope with that stress and ways you can identify that stress within your own community, and how we can kind of come together as a community to help one another. So above all else, it's really important that despite staying at home, you are staying in touch with the people you care about, and checking in on one another. I know that for a lot of people, the idea that there is a global pandemic is incredibly stressful. Not knowing what's going to happen within a month from now when we're going back to work, and the lack of a routine is really throwing a lot of people off. But the one thing we can do despite being at home is staying in touch, whether it be through social media, texting, calling, having that little check-in once in a while, making sure that the people you love are okay, and really talking to someone about how you feel. Making sure that you stay connected with people, and really be there for one another, especially during such a tough time. Another thing that you can do is actually know the facts. So I am going to stress that it's really important you are not staring at the news all day. What can actually happen is that if you spend too much time looking at different news channels, it can stress you out even more. So you need to find a happy medium where you are checking the news, you are staying informed, but you aren't always watching the news, always waiting to see what's going to happen next. So what I would suggest is maybe checking it once a day, just so that you are aware of what's happening once or twice a day. But it's important that you don't fixate all your energy on seeing what's going to happen next, and what's wrong. It's important that you're giving yourself that break, because this is a really stressful time, and the news cycle is just going to continue to make things more dramatic. It's what brings in views, and sometimes the different rumors that get spread can be very stressful. And with that, don't spread rumors. So before you know the facts, before you text someone about what's happening, make sure that it's actually happening. So if there isn't a really big outbreak all of a sudden, you have to confirm that, because for a lot of people it's going to perpetuate a lot of stress, and it might exacerbate feelings of anxiety and nervousness. So it's really important that you are well informed and that you are informing those around you accurately. It's not okay to exaggerate, and it's not okay to undermine the virus. You have to put it exactly as it is. And if you have younger children, if you have siblings, if you're a teacher, it's really important that you give children especially a healthy amount of information, to the point where they are aware there is a pandemic. It's important that they know why they're staying at home and why they have to wear a mask and stay safe. But it's also important that they're not overwhelmed by these feelings of what's going to happen next, or the world is going to end, because we can get through this. And if feelings of depression and anxiety really start to kick in, and it's getting in the way of your daily activities, it's really important that you call your healthcare provider. You don't want to be struggling with that. I am going to preface this video by saying that I'm going to put at the end of the video a list of hotline numbers you can call. It's also going to be in the description, and it's really important that if you are feeling really anxious, feeling nervous, and you don't know what's going to happen next, you have no one to talk to, that you reach out to your healthcare provider, that you reach out to someone that is trained within the medical field to help you. As a whole, it should be noted that you might feel a little weird about going back. With talks of a vaccine coming, a lot of people might actually be nervous about returning back to their daily schedule, feeling as though they might not be able to operate on the same level that they were before they were going into the pandemic. And that's important to understand, that a lot of people feel that way, and it'll all work out. And then kind of just getting into that routine again. It's okay to be anxious. And it's really important that for a pandemic, we are giving each other breaks. We're giving ourselves a break, knowing that taking a deep breath and practicing meditation or just breathing is so important. It's going to help you a lot. Whether it's worry about like your family members or friends getting infected or reinfected, whatever it may be, it's really important that you take a moment to step back from the pandemic and really take care of yourself mentally. It's also important that we begin to reduce the stigma within the mental health community. It's okay to feel it's okay to feel like this. It's okay to not know what's going to happen next, because no one really knows what's going to happen next. It's okay if you need a break. It's okay if you need to take a day off and just relax. Essentially giving yourself that break and giving other people a break during this time. Everyone handles stress differently, and knowing that everyone handles it differently is so essential to actually creating an environment where people feel safe, people feel comfortable. So it's really important as a whole that if you are feeling a certain way, you need to get in contact with a healthcare provider. And it's also important to know that different people of different circumstances and ages are being affected differently. So for a child or even a high school student like myself, not going to school every day or seeing my friends or having all my school trips canceled or my activities canceled, it's very hard, and undermining the way someone feels about the pandemic is not okay. It's important that we stay with one another. Everyone is facing this very differently. Even our own healthcare workers, say thank you to your healthcare workers. The amount of anxiety they go through on a single day is insane. And for a lot of them, it's like the greatest thing they've ever faced, especially newer students that were just thrown into the medical field, giving them a chance to actually take a deep breath. So make sure you're saying thank you. And for our veterans who may be experiencing a more severe form of PTSD, thank you for your service, and I hope you can get the medical care that you need. So just to kind of sum up this video on points I've covered, number 1, give yourself and those around you a break. It's okay to feel like this. We are in the middle of a global pandemic. For the most part, no one has gone through something this like large scale and severe that has literally put the world on hold. It's okay to not have a schedule every day. It's okay to take breaks. It's important that you take breaks, take a deep breath, really understand what's going on. Make sure that you're not always checking the news. It's important to stay updated. Don't get me wrong, I encourage you to stay updated, but you also have to make sure that you're not into the news too much. It can actually create a bad cycle for mental health. Reach out to a medical provider if you need one. Try and avoid spreading scary rumors like the world is ending. For a lot of people, it might just make things a bit worse, and it can perpetuate a lot of fear that's unnecessary at this time. If you feel as though mental health is a stigma within your own community, seek out people that you actually can talk to, and also maybe start the conversation within your own community. It's time that we talk about the way we're feeling. It's really important for a lot of people that have been isolated that they reach out. If you feel isolated, reach out to someone, reach out to a healthcare professional, get in touch with your insurance company, work out something so that if the cost is too much, maybe you can see someone or you can find a free online resource, especially if you already have symptoms of depression or anxiety. It's important that you reach out now so they don't worsen. And then say thank you to your healthcare workers, the responders, those working on the front lines every day, even the people that you may not even notice, the people at our grocery stores, at our restaurants that are now reopening. A lot of anxiety is through that, so say thank you to them, because every day they go out and they face the pandemic. So not just our healthcare workers, our frontline workers as well. It's really important that you give yourself a break, those around you, and that you take care of your community. So I am going to link all the phone numbers for suicide hotline, a veteran hotline, PTSD hotline, as many as I can find, so that if you are feeling like this, you can get the help that you need. Destigmatize talking about mental health is really important, especially at a time like this, that we are here for one another. And with that, stay safe and take care. If you want to learn more about the pandemic and how you can stop the spread of COVID-19, or really just make this transition a little bit easier, I will be having Zoom sessions. One is to learn more about COVID-19. The other is learning to teach about COVID-19. You can find the interest form in my description. And then if you are interested in providing me with some feedback or topics you want to see me talk about, that will also be in the Google form. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.